Hey, Shalom, Makim, this is Yabatazak coming back with another video. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yah Bashmi Awashai. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, serving for the hopeful elect, seeking out your own salvation and enduring all afflictions. Yah Bashmi Awashai, Waharakak Wadash, Barakatham, Akim. Alright, just coming back with the video tonight, just going into what earlier I was experiencing, trying to get onto YouTube, and it was not allowing me to get on at all. So I tried different other sources, through the TV, the wireless. I asked my, the people that are here with me to if they gain access to it, and it was all doing the same thing. It was just basically giving us all the same error, unable to load. So we looked it up on the internet and saying there's a worldwide shutdown of that sort with YouTube. So it's I guess everybody in the whole world, was basically experiencing this. And for me, I wasn't tripping, nothing like that, but the people that were with me asked me, why do you think that's happened? And I was like, because one is because they don't want truth to come out, and that's the bottom line. They don't want truth hidden the mainstream, to the people. Nowadays people don't go to the television and look at the news. They get underground news, man. Saying people out there that actually seeking truth and pulling out informative information, that is way more beneficial and more trustworthy versus these media news sites or these news channels that they have set up by Esau, which everybody's finding out of them being nothing but fake news. So I just looked at it as like, we already know what's coming, what I'm saying? So if Esau's gonna do it, just do it already, man. Quit bullshitting. But really, we know it's up to Yah Bashmi Awashai when he's gonna put these things on their hearts. So I just want to speak on that a little bit. This is Amos 8:11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not of a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh." And we know that they're getting ready. They're setting everything, all their chips in the proper order, to where you will not be able to speak about certain things. They're no longer gonna put out, have you sign or make some kind of consent form that you have to sign to follow these regulations. I mean, you're gonna have to agree to them, just like you do anything else. They ask you to agree, check, fine, yeah, whatever. We don't even read the damn rules and regulations, the guidelines. We just get on and start doing what we got to do. But now they're gonna start doing things to downsize certain things that we can't speak, and if we do, they're gonna X that out. And they're getting ready to basically shut down truth. Ultimately, us, the brothers that are out there pushing this truth, exposing this government, Esau, certain individuals, certain families of the earth, nations, the true doctrines versus the false doctrines. They don't want that to come out, man. They don't want truth. So Yahweh Bashmi Awashai is telling us that the famine of the word is gonna come back. It's gonna come before the famine of water and bread. Eventually that's gonna come, but for now they're gonna attack this word from being broadcast. And they'll use different excuses, like they always do. Esau uses different excuses, uses the other nations as an excuse why they're doing certain things. If I'm not mistaken, we read that Pakistan was putting out a video on YouTube that was speaking about certain things, that was going to be about certain things, according to their truth, and that was their excuse why they shut it down. But they were going to do it according to that region of the earth, but eventually affected the worldwide. So you know how Esau gets down. You can't trust anything. But more or less, you know what I'm saying, they don't want certain things being broadcast over YouTube. So we know that, and that's because Yahweh Shai told us that these things were going to come. So I'm going to continue to read in verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. That's why it's very important to any of our listeners out there that are you know, having some kind of, you know, what's it called, like strife with inside your, you know, yourself, not knowing what you want to do, not knowing which way to go, but you believe, but you don't know how to do, you don't know how to go about. Well, you know what, man, it's time to just say fuck it all. You gotta choose a side, man. You know, it's better to lose with Yahweh Shai versus trying to gain everything now and eventually lose it. You know, you lose things now, Yahweh Shai tells you you're gonna gain more at the latter end, man. You gotta have faith. You know what I'm saying? So before that day comes, man, you're gonna be trying to seek that precious oil, that ointment, that pure water, which is the word. You're gonna want to hear the word of Yahweh Shai. Watch the movie The Book of Eli. You know, you could tell, he's looking at that scene, everything is desolate, dry, you know, full of drought, meaning that there ain't no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding there, which wisdom, knowledge, and understanding brings a plenteous, a flourishing society, you know what I'm saying? And that in that movie, it didn't have that. Everybody was hurt, everybody was look down, you know, raggedy. And that's what happens when you don't have water. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have water, you don't have the proper nutrients, you begin to decay. And so will this kingdom that we see right now is decaying away. You see all the homosexuality, that's what they want. They want their wickedness to be put out in the front. They want to glorify wickedness. They want you to know about the things that are pleasing to their flesh, and get you to follow the same boat. You know, get on the same boat, follow the same road as them. But that's why when you come to Yahweh Shai, you got to resist these things. You got to resist and fight it with the spirit. All right, and choose a side. You can't be stuck in the middle, because then you're gonna be lukewarm, and Yahweh Shai is gonna spew you out of his mouth, and you don't want that. You want to remain in this thing, diligently seeking this truth, retaining the information before that day comes, which I just read in Amos 8 and 11. You know, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Okay? So it's very important that you get everything you can now and run with it. Move in action. Because there's people that this thing that everybody's experiencing with the YouTube, that was that's something small and minor, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing. But for us brothers, you know, that's a big avenue where we put up the videos to edify brothers, to keep in contact with brothers, you know, to continue to be inspired and things of that nature. But you know, it's gonna become more and more evident and apparent that they don't want us to speak this truth anymore, man. They're gonna start fucking with us more and more on the streets. You know, law enforcement is gonna come out there. They're gonna have, you know, agent provocateurs out there just trying to hinder the word. You know, you never know what you're going to encounter, but eventually, at least we know that we will. You know, so from there, I want to go to 2 Esdras 5 and 1. It says, Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And that's what we're coming into. You know, even though we're in that time right now, but we know that faith is blossoming right now, and that's only through the elect. But it's gonna come a time where people ain't gonna have access to come to us. They ain't gonna have access to the spirit, where they, you know, like they can go to a church, and they can walk in the doors. They see a brother, they see us brothers out in the highways and the byways. They can easily walk up to us and converse with us. There's gonna come a time where they ain't gonna be able to find that no more. And faith, their faith, as far as for them to gain, is gonna be made barren, because we're gonna be, the Lord is gonna send us to who knows where, man. You know. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. You see, and we know that, you know, they're showing you in the movies, like the movie Purge. You know, there's different movies where they're showing you people just going all out, man. They're evil, they're bad, they're kind of anarchy, you know, riots, murders, cannibalism. You know, you name it, rapings, everything. That's what it's gonna be like out here. You know, it says, verse 3, and the land that thou seest now to have root, that shalt thou see wasted suddenly. You see, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing America fall. Great Babylon is falling. That's what we're witnessing. And once Yahweh Shai cuts that, we know at that time we're that much closer to Yahweh Shai delivering the elect. Physically delivering the elect, and martial law is going to be implemented. The RFID is going to be implemented. Okay, so it says, in the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. And that's America, because that's what we're seeing. This government, this kingdom, Esau, so-called white man, is rooted right now, but slowly he's dying away, he's decaying. And he's about to be plucked up. And he knows this. All right. It says, but if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. Right. And that's what, you know, what's going on right now, as far as, like, you know, the brothers are waking up by that light. You know, Yahweh Shai has sent his son, Yahweh Shai, and has given us the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, and now we're shining that light, you know, as doctrine, teaching our people, which primarily the elect, because they're the only ones that are listening, you know. Verse 5, and blood shall drop out of the wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled. And that's what we're doing. We're the one that are speaking, you know, and the people are troubled. That's why the main heads, like the Amalekites, the ones that govern YouTube, the internet, the media, they're doing these things, you know, stopping them, shutting them down, whether it be temporarily or for good, is because they're troubled by what we are speaking. They're hearing their future judgment, and they do not like it. Okay. It says, verse 6, and even he shall rule, whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth, and the fowl shall take their flight away together, and the Sodomitish sea shall cast out fish, and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. And that's talking about what we're seeing today. We're seeing the LGBT community, you know, have a stand. You know, they you see pedophilia, you see, you know, these homosexuals, these sodomites is walking around holding hands, kissing each other, kissing in front of our children, you know, talking perversely amongst themselves and around our children, even or just us as being men. You know, that's that sodomitish fish that we're going to hear, that they're going to make a noise in the night. And that's what they're doing. And it's going across, it's everywhere. And it's becoming widely accepted. You know, it says, but they shall all hear the voice. You know, that's what we're hearing. We're hearing the voice of these wicked people. So that's how we know we're getting closer to that time. That's what they want out on the YouTube. That's what they want on the media. That's what they want people to accept. They don't want anything competing against that. And we're the only ones that are competing. Not even competing, we're going against that. We fight against that. So they know that not puts them behind, but it you know, nobody wants to be Nobody wants someone, standing next to them when they're trying to push something or they're trying to do something, and you got this person next to them talking shit about it, talking shit about their product, their advertisement, their work. They're gonna do whatever they gotta do to shut that down. And that's basically what they're doing. They don't want the truth. Just like when they killed Yahweh Shai, they didn't want Yahweh Shai out there because he was speaking about things that pertain to a new rulership, a new kingdom that was going to be governed by a righteous king, the son of the Most High. And that was something that they did not want to tolerate. They weren't down with that because it was hindering their whole objective, that their goals on how they want to rule the earth. And they knew that Yahweh Shai wasn't going according to their ways. He continued and continued, and they saw that this man was real. He was not going to fold. He was not going to change. He was going to continue to push his word until he gained, basically, the Pharisees and scribes, they got afraid. They got scared. They were envious, So in verse 8 it says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and the menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And that's what we're seeing, man. These riots, whether it be by man or it's natural, by natural occurrences, and these people out here acting like madmen, monsters, man. It's like I watched the movie The Purge, the newest one, and they had this one individual called Skeletor, man. That dude was a straight up demon. And it was funny because when we're watching it, he was obviously, he was on, crack, dope, whatever, and he was just, but you could see that he was, basically governed by demons. And I was, talking, while we're watching the movie, and I told him that, I said that that man had demons on him. He was a demon. And I asked, what the word fiend means, and they were like, no. So I was like, it means a demon or an evil person. And it's funny because later on in the movie, they ended up saying that this, fuck that fiend, or that fiend's dangerous. And then I showed whoever was there watching the movie with me, and of course, they don't ever want to believe anything that I say. So the person that I showed ended up looking up another word, and you're like, are you sure it's not this word? And it was the word feign, which we know is in the scriptures, having feigned or unfeigned love. And I was like, no, that's a whole different thing. Saying feign means to have, either feign or unfeigned is to be real. If you're pretending to have something or not. Fiend, Fiend, is a person, is a demon. They're craving the lust of the flesh, which is a demon. So that's what we're gonna see. Verse 8 again. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. So basically saying that this place is going to be utterly, it's just being destroyed, man. There's no truth in it, because faith, what does faith give us? How do we attain faith? By hearing of the word. And what is the hearing of the word? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. What does that do? It shall keep you, it shall be thy stability in thy times. So we all know that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has everything set up the way it is right now, only for the elect to push this word out, to publish this word to all nations, and then the end shall come. Once the elect is sealed up, it's over. All right. So we've used the necessary tools to push this word all over the earth. All right. So That's what this place is experiencing. It's experiencing the love of the Most High, in the sense that He showed them that He's coming back, and He sent out His men to teach them His word, to prepare, and they despise it. So in return, He's destroying them. Just like I make mention of my city all the time. This place wasn't innocent, but once this truth came in, and these people bucked up as hard as they did from the beginning of the ministry, when the Lord Yahushua had me set up here, this place has had a major decline in morality. These people are just completely proud. They're bugged out, man. You know what I'm saying? People are just crazy over here in San Angelo, Texas. All right. And that's a sign of faith being barren in here. Don't get me wrong, I'm saying, Lord willing, I'm part of the elect, but Yahweh Shem Shah has that one. And if there's other ones here within the city, then that's what it is. But the majority, they're done. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is here in verse 8. Verse 9, and the salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chambers. You see? And that's the whole point why I even read this whole these verses in this chapter, is because of Amos chapter 8 and 11, the famine of the word. So wit will hide itself, and understanding will withdraw itself into his secret chamber. So we all know that everything is according to Yahweh Shem Shai's will. Esau can't do anything without Yahweh Shem Shai's sanction. So we can't look at once they do this thing with, they have the net neutrality, they have the threatening of cutting videos that have so-called terrorist threats or terrorist inclinations, that they're gonna cut it, block it, or whatever it is. That's just a sign that Yahweh Shem Shai is about to return, and he's about to fulfill prophecy. They're fulfilling prophecy. The prophecy is about to be fulfilled, and he's gonna get ready for us to hide. We're going to go back into that time of the old times, man. We're not gonna have the ability. Eventually, all the electronic shit is gonna be blotted out. We ain't gonna have no access to none of this shit. Okay, especially if you don't take the RFID chip. So it says that then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chambers, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and I can never say this word, and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. Let me look up that word. Okay, it says incontinency. Incontinent. So the other word is incontinency. That adjective is unable to restrain natural discharges or evacuations of urine or feces. So basically, these people are just going to be going all out wicked. Every wicked thought, they're going to fulfill it, man. Okay. Definition 2, unable to contain or retain. All right. Number 3, lacking in moderation or self-control. You see, so these people are going to be just doing exactly what I've been reading. Because of that faith not being here, that grace is going to be lifted, because the elect are already been sealed. So we know that this is part of prophecy, and it's going to be a big sign unto us that Yahweh Shem Shai is here. He's coming. He's there. We're just waiting for him to sound that last trumpet. All right, and we've got to be ready for that. The implementation of the mark of the beast, and trust in Yahweh Shem Shai not to take that chip. Okay, so that's what that word incontinency means. So let's see. Here, where was I? Okay, it says, in verse 10, and it says, then shall unrighteousness incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. And verse 11, one land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no. At the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the Lord tells us, seek ye the Lord while he may be found in the days of thy youth. All right, that's when you're supposed to seek the Lord, before the evil days come. Okay, not when the grace period is up, because once Yahweh Shai lifts that grace period, once he takes his mercy away, because the grace and the mercy is primarily only for the elect of the nation of Israel, which are the Negro Latinos and Native American Indians. Once that's lifted, there's nothing else that anybody can do. But they're going to do exactly what I just read. They're going to be asking for it, seeking it, and they shall not find. Why? Because when the Lord was there, presenting himself unto you, you rejected it. Okay? See. There's Romans 10 or 9. Says, I think it's Romans 10. Yeah, Romans 10 and 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. So how did that happen? Via the internet, YouTube, dailymotion.com, whatever other avenue you brothers use, that's what it was. All right, so there's not going to be no excuses, So that's the time we're in right now, So this little temporary shutdown of YouTube, whatever it was, it's, we just know that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, it's getting closer to that time, It's just, we have to really be prepared, really be ready for it, and be circumspect of the times that we're in, who's around us, analyze the people that are around you, man. You know what I'm saying? Learn their ways, because we know the scriptures say that even your own household is going to turn against you, man. Your family, your friends, they're going to be trying to, do all kinds of shit, you know what I'm saying? So learn them people, you know what I'm saying? Learn them. And just know that we're getting closer, and just keep pushing the truth until Yahweh Shem Shai says no. So let me end it with this. Isaiah 6 and 11, it says, Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. And the Lord Yahweh have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. All right. So, and that's what's coming, a great forsaking. Because these people are already proving themselves that they forsook Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They don't want to hear what we have to say. So therefore the Lord is going to lift that grace and that mercy,